Hey, welcome back to Honolulu Waichuru. This is Al, and today I'd like to talk about kata, and I'd like to talk about peeling the onion of kata. A lot of people believe that kata is, okay, this guy does this, I do this, he does that, I'm going to do this, and that's just, in my opinion, not realistic. The way that I look at kata is teaching us principles. It is teaching us methodologies and ways of being, ways of movement that are going to help us in some kind of an altercation with another person. So, although you may find techniques strung together, it does not mean if one person does this, then I'm going to do this and then react this way, and they're going to react this way. Yes, that may happen, but from my own experience, that's not the way it happens. So the way I look at kata is this is a martial art. And when I first saw karate being demonstrated when I was a young boy, and I first began at 14 years old, I saw kata and I said, wow, this is really cool, because it was like a poem. And all of these techniques strung together, I knew that this was something that would keep me interested for the rest of my life, and that I would be able to do for the rest of my life. So like poems are strung together from verses, a kata is strung together, different techniques, different ways of moving. Does not mean that you react the same way for this particular attack. What it means is it's teaching us principles, how to become centered, how to lower our center of gravity, how to move from our core, how to generate power. These are the things that it's teaching us. And like an onion, we can continue peeling that onion for the rest of our lives. It's an endless onion, and it doesn't make you cry. It makes you cry tears of joy, because as you develop through the process of understanding, you may find yourself practicing the kata, and you may say, this technique that I learned here in this kata, I can apply this way. Or several years later, you may say, I can apply it this way. So there's not just one way of applying a technique within a kata. For instance, I am very fortunate that I haven't had that many physical altercations in my life. I have had a few. And looking back on some of these experiences, I can go back and I can say, that was actually this part of this kata coming out and expressing itself in a different way than I ever thought of before. So there was one situation where I was on the ground, my opponent had their arms wrapped around me, and the only thing that I could do to loosen him up was to punch him in the groin. Well, in Seisan, we have this movement. This was exactly this movement from Seisan. However, it was delivered while I was prone on the ground on top of my opponent and could not move. So things will come out unexpectedly in a real situation, in a way that you never maybe even dreamed of it happening. But you look for the opening, and then you fill that opening with whatever tool you have in your box. And that's what kata gives us. Kata gives us a toolbox, and we can apply it however we need. So please understand, you can continue peeling the onion for the rest of your life. Have a great day. Aloha.